come out into the sugar bush. So all around us here, these are mostly maples. If you look around now, can you see how a lot of the trees are very similar? And you can start to see that kind of bark that we said is from a maple tree. Some are more scraggly than others, but these are maple trees. So now, since not everyone's going to have orchids right there with them, we have to be able to measure a tree and know that it's big enough. And this thing that looks like a giant bird's head, like a dinosaur's head, is for measuring. You just put the tree between its beak, right there, open up its beak, you put it between there, and you look at the centimeters. The numbers on here are centimeters. And we want a tree that is, well, that one's more than 46 centimeters. Is that big enough, do you think, this tree? It's big enough. We want a tree that's bigger than 25 centimeters. So that, I think, was about the size of Osid. Maybe. Is Munib about the same size too? Munib, can we measure your torso? Will you stand up? So let's see, if you were a tree, would you be big? Let's see. Oh, just maybe big enough. Okay. He's just about the right size for his first time ever. So bigger than Munib is better even too. Okay? So you're gonna, first thing you'll do is once you get your tree, if it's this big, you can tell right away. But if you're not sure if it's big enough, then you can measure for sure. And that way you can tell everyone how big your tree is. So this one, like I said, is 46 when I measure it there. 46 centimeters. Now that I know it's big enough, that means that we can add a bucket to that tree, and we can take some of its, which you think about it, in your body, what's flowing around through your body, in your veins?
Blood.
So in this tree, it's kind of the same thing. It's the liquid that flows throughout this living thing that helps move stuff around inside its body. It's kind of the equivalent of our blood. So we're going to take some of that and use it for making syrup. Now, let me set this down here. You'll notice there are some buckets. Okay, now I want to show you what's inside of each of these buckets. So make sure, again, can you step back again or sit down there just so everyone can see? Okay, so here's what you'll need to do. In your bucket, it should have all the things that you need. We'll double check though too. But in order to get the sap out of the tree, we have to make a hole in the tree, right? We have to get through there. And to do that, we're going to drill. Have any of you ever gone to a doctor's office where they had to take any blood? Or seen that?
No.
Yeah, you have? What do they use to get through your skin?
Syringe.
Yeah, when you get a shot, there's something going into your skin. That's true, but they use a similar thing. A needle, yeah, they use a needle, right? So they'll put a needle to put something in you or to get something out of you. So this is kind of like, this is our needle here too. And the end of it, it's marked with yellow because that's how far we want to go in. Just the end of the drill. Now the way that this drill works, and we're going to have to, this is where you'll work with your team together to do this. You're going to choose a spot on the tree, and if it's flat, it's helpful if it's flat. It's actually best if it's on the sunny side of the tree. Because the sun, when it warms up the tree, it makes the sap inside there flow and move a little bit differently. The cold side of the tree doesn't move as soon as the warm side. Because these trees, remember, they've been out freezing all winter long, right? There's not a lot of movement in there. They're pretty frozen. So that sun helps. Now, where does the sun usually when we're out here? Yeah, I can't even
Where's the sun?
Today. Over that way? Yeah. Like back where we came from, right?
Yeah.
In that direction. So, and it kind of usually is up and it comes over this way there. So if we kind of face back to where we came from, put it on this side of the tree, that helps. As opposed to the other side of the tree where it doesn't work as much. So I'm choosing this side because it's on the sunny side. Now I'm going to go straight into the tree. I don't want to go like this or like this. I'm going to go straight into the tree. And I'm finding a spot. I'm going to look around for old holes too. And it's kind of like if you got one shot and your doctor had to give you more than one, do you think, would they go in that same spot again? No, because it can hurt a lot, right? So they'll use the other arm if you need more than one shot. Yeah, it can be very painful. Now, I think the plants experience that differently. I don't think that this is painful for the